Today we are doing a grammar lesson, a writing lesson, and the subject is direct speech. So let's start. Let's go to the cinema. So if we want to write what is happening here, then this is how we write it. He said, let's go to the cinema. And this is an example of direct speech. Direct speech is when we report the exact words that somebody says. So here, the exact words are, let's go to the cinema. So this is direct speech. In this lesson, you will learn the rules for writing direct speech, also the correct punctuation, and also some vocabulary to report direct speech. First of all, reporting clause before the direct speech. Example. He said, let's go to the cinema. Okay? So, here in blue, this is the reporting clause. Okay? So this is the verb where we are describing, where we are reporting the direct speech. Okay? So, he said. And as you can see, in this example, it is before the direct speech. He said is before the direct speech. So the rules are, if the reporting clause is before the direct speech, then first rule, we write a comma before the direct speech. This is the comma. So we must write this comma. And then we write the exact words inside the inverted commas. So these are the inverted commas, these little lines above the words. Okay? So this is the opening, these are the opening inverted commas, and these are the closing inverted commas. And we write the exact words inside the inverted commas. And also, the first letter of the direct speech is a capital letter, so it's a big letter. Here. So the L here is a capital letter. And finally, we write a full stop before the closing inverted commas. Here. So we write a full stop at the end of the direct speech and before the closing inverted commas. Okay? So a full stop is a dot on the bottom, on the line of the text. Full stop is British English. In American English, they call it a period. Okay? But it's the same thing. Okay? Now, there is a special rule for a reporting clause before a question or an exclamation. So, again, we have this time, he asked, do you want to go to the cinema? So this is a question. And here is an exclamation. He shouted, hurry up. So, an exclamation is when we say something when we are excited or when we are shouting. Again, if the reporting clause is before the question or exclamation, which it is here, this is the reporting clause, before the question, and here is a reporting clause before an exclamation. So the rules, well, the first rules are the same. Okay, nothing changes here. We write a comma before the direct speech, here and here. Again, we write the exact words inside the inverted commas. So the inverted commas are here and here. These are the exact words. And the first letter, again, is a capital letter. Capital D, capital H. But what changes is, for the question, we write a question mark before the closing inverted commas. Okay? Here, the question mark. So we don't write a full stop, we write a question mark. Or an exclamation mark before the closing inverted commas. Here. So it is not a full stop, we write an exclamation mark. Okay? Reporting clause after the direct speech. "Let's go to the cinema," he said. So if the reporting clause is after the direct speech, like here, he said is now after the direct speech, then the rules are, again, we write the exact words inside the inverted commas. Okay? That's the same. Again, the first letter is a capital letter. Capital letter L. But this is different. This time we write a comma before the closing inverted commas. Okay? Here. So this is a comma. This is not a full stop. That is important. Okay? Although it is the end of the speech, we write a comma. And we write a full stop at the end of the reporting clause. So the full stop is here. Okay? So it is slightly different when the reporting clause is after the direct speech. It is different. Reporting clause after a question or exclamation. "Do you want to go to the cinema?" he asked. "Hurry up," he shouted. If the reporting clause is after a question or exclamation, like it is here, the reporting clause "he asked" is after a question, and here the reporting clause is after the exclamation. The rules are, we write the exact words inside the inverted commas. Okay? The first letter is a capital letter, a capital D and a capital H. And this time we write a question mark before the closing inverted commas. Here. So we do not write a comma, we write a question mark. Or an exclamation mark before the closing inverted commas. Here. So again, we do not write a comma because it is an exclamation. So we write an exclamation mark. So these are exceptions. These are the only times when we do not write a comma when it is a reporting clause after the direct speech. Okay? And finally, we write the full stop at the end of the reporting clause.